All right, everybody, I'm Jason Salas. This is KUM News Extra, and you're watching us on KUM TV8 or YouTube. Thanks so much for streaming us. All right, whenever you talk about law enforcement or Crime Victims Week and the rights of people who have been victimized by crime, it's always a good thing to have two of the most high-ranking people in studio to talk about that kind of thing. So we welcome to the studio, of course, the Honorable Attorney General of our island, Elizabeth Barrett Anderson.
Thank you, Jason. It's good to be here.
Good to see you, Madam AG. And the Acting Police Chief of GPD, Major Manny Chong, who's always welcome here.
Thank you, thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
All right, and your capacities as far as the context of what we're talking about with National Crime Victims Week coming up, as I understand it, Madam AG, you are talking about the scope of crime victims and the focus of what you guys are trying to narrow in on.
Right. What I've been trying to do in the past 2 years is to expand our service to crime victims, because there's a whole universe of crime victims out there. We have traditionally focused on domestic violence and criminal sexual conduct, and that's very, very important. And that focus has been because we've had a lot of federal money on that. But we also have federal money for all types of victims of crime. And I would dare to say, because two of us are sitting here, I've been a victim of burglary. I'm sure your audience out there are probably raising their hands.
Yep,
yes,
likewise.
My house has been broken into, and we've had a lot of that recently. So there's a whole universe of crime victims that, when it comes to Crime Victims Week, I like to expand our understanding and training with regard to crime victims. The other area of crime victims that I'm very interested in is when we're dealing with our children, protecting our children from crime, cyber crime, sexting, and keeping our children safe from kidnapping and abduction. So, you know, there's our effort for Crime Victims Week, which is April 2nd through April 8th, is to bring out this focus about crime victims, have people understand and be knowledgeable, and to go online to learn more about being a crime victim.
And it's interesting, the dynamic. I mean, we literally have, you know, to capitalize on the TV show, dun dun, Law and Order right here. You know, I mean, somebody who deals with, you know, the prosecutorial side, you know, in court, and then, you know, Major Chong, who for many, many years has dealt on the streets and dealing with people on a one-to-one basis. So,
Yes.
In your opinion, and based on what you and your colleagues in GPD have seen, how has crime evolved, and how has the nature of crime changed on Guam?
You know, ever since I've been in the department, the really big crimes are crimes against children, which is, you know, it could be from rape, child abuse, whatever. You know, those things really pull at your heartstrings, because, you know, these are innocent victims. So those things are always hard to investigate. You know, these victims are always traumatized, and a lot of times you cannot get a good, it's hard to conduct a good interview because of, you know, they're traumatized. So we try our best, and, you know, since I've been in, criminal sexual conduct has been like a major problem. To this day, criminal sexual conduct is a major problem. So, you know, what the Guam Police Department's, what we've evolved from the traditional policing, you know, and it's not just for property crimes, but what we try to do is, you know, try to talk to people when we do our town hall meetings and everything, and we offer them ways where we can, you know, do some type of security assessment at their houses to make them less attractive of a victim. So, you know, we do that, and, you know, a lot of these criminal sexual conduct incidents happen from they're a result of home invasions. Now, if we teach these people how to secure their houses at night, you know, hopefully it prevents a home invasion from happening.
And people talk about that on Guam all the time. They say, remember the days, for people like that are, you know, like
Yes.
around our age, remember the day when you could leave your door open, you know,
The
like
windows
you
open to get
you
the
could let
breeze,
the island breeze
can't
come
do it
through and
anymore.
everything like that. Those days are gone.
Yeah,
Oh, long gone.
absolutely gone. And what we want to focus on during our Crime Victim Fair is it's from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock on Saturday at Adaloop Complex. So I invite the public to come. We'll have a lot of education programs there. We will actually have some fun things for kids. We'll have kite flying, and by the way, the food trucks are going to be at Adaloop, so hopefully that'll bring you into.
It truly is a fair.
It is a fair, but part of drawing people in, not just only for the food trucks, but we will have the telecom communication companies there talking about how to keep your children safe from sexting. We will have a Project Foresight to talk about how kids need to know to protect themselves from sexual assault or sexual abuse. Project Foresight are university students who put a program together at the University of Guam. We will have the Guam Police Department there. We will have our grantees under our crime victims grant money. So there'll be a wealth of information for parents as well as just citizens to want to find out how to protect themselves and to be safer.
All right, we'll tell you what, we are just scratching the surface of this interview. We got a second half coming up, so please stay here and please stay there in TV land, because we are coming back. We're going to talk more about the use of technology in fighting crime and what is going on for programs of which you can avail. Stay tuned, we're back after this.
This program is brought to you by